Thanks so much for joining the Dating with Katy podcast, where today we're going to have a little bit of a touchy topic, which if you're a follower of mine, you probably don't have any problems with this. And that's what I love about my 20%ers. And it's also what I love about the idea of old school standards with new school style. So you're going to hear what I believe about why a man should pay, specifically on a first date and beyond. So make sure you give a listen, and also make sure to subscribe, hit that button for me so you won't be missing any of the podcasts. We are on season 3. And if you haven't checked out the last couple seasons, they are fantastic. Find something you love, send it to a single friend, be encouraged, and get in the DWK community of 20%ers, those who are doing dating right. All right. Well, also you can check out my courses. I have 3 great courses: 14 Days to Dating Success, 7 Steps to Sexy, Confidence 101. They're all video courses. They're very easy to do, and they're going to have all of my best tips and tricks. Now, I am a luxury matchmaker. I have high-end clients, all the way down to my coaching clients and my Wing Girl program. So much to do, so few matchmakers to do it with. But let me tell you, I absolutely adore what I do. And if you'd like to work with me, make sure you click the links below. All right, well, let's get started, because I am just adamant about this one. I can't even fathom how this new society has been changing this role reversal, and women are coming out and just like, they're mandating it that they have to pay their half, and it's just not in a feminine space that these women do this. And most of my followers, I mean, I'll just say this, they are highly masculine and highly feminine. And yes, there are some spaces for gender roles here. It's not going to kill anybody to still think that at the end of the day, women might be a little bit better at creating community and doing some things. Now, everybody has giftings and talents, so please may I not minimize you or maybe somebody you are dating. But there is definitely something to be said about setting the tone for the first date. And that is exactly why a man should pay. So there's going to be expectations already on both sides of the party, right? And we want to just make sure that ladies, and this is going to be specific to you later in this podcast, that you want to be sure that he's going to lead, make a plan, and provide throughout the rest of your relationship. And if you are already on date 1, telling him what to do, how to do it, letting him slide, not having a standard, well, you're going to be highly disappointed, but not shockingly, because you've allowed it in the relationship if you pursue that with him. So I always like to say, I want you guys to be the man with the plan. And that is part of the Confidence 101. And it's even in the 14 Days to Dating Success. So check those out. I'll probably be doing a podcast on that soon as well. So here's the reason, is that we as women are watching you. And there's tests that we do on both sides. I have a whole podcast 38, I think, on tests that men and women do in those early dating stages. And this is something that women are watching. Like, are you a planner for all areas of your life? I mean, did you plan the date? Can you plan for this meal? Or is he planning his future? Is his bank account planned? And this is not to say that women, you should not be doing the same as well. You should be. I fully believe that, men should not be dating women that have credit card debt because they go shopping too much and they only want designer bags. Like, that's a no-no. And I have podcasts on finances, so go ahead and listen to those. But we want to see men who have a smart strategy, because that makes it a safe space for us to stay in our feminine. And I'll be honest, I never wanted to be that CEO boss babe. I wanted to raise my family. I wanted to work in community. I wanted to work at my kids' schools, and that doesn't really pay the bills. So I needed a man who valued that, because raising good kids, and if you're out there doing it single or in a relationship, matters. It's a huge deal. And I think that has so much value in itself. So if you want a woman who wants to be in that space, she needs to feel safe and confident that you are that man who can provide. And your first date should be that right there, that you're already, trying to do that. Now, guys, I'm going to give you a couple reasons why here. I think 6 to 7 reasons why you should. And then ladies, I'm going to give you a couple reasons why you should let him. So let's get started. Number 1 is this: effort. Now, if you've heard me talk about the 4 things every woman should look for, effort is number 1 always. Effort is everything, is what I like to say. And so we're seeing that you're going to put effort into paying the bill. As a matter of fact, one of the things I suggest is slide the credit card to the cashier, to the waitress before she even shows up, because then it's just smooth and there's no awkwardness when they drop the check and she goes into her purse, which she shouldn't be doing. And so it just looks like you've already put in the effort. You are the man with the plan. So on the date, this means being on time as well. So this isn't just about paying for the date, but be on time, dress up. Please, for heaven's sake, dress up. Make sure that you are stylish, you are up to date. No jeans with white threading. Please not, dark blue jeans, crisp white shirt, blue blazer, and you're giving her attention. So these are things she's looking for, and it's throughout this. In your daily life, it means remembering important dates. It's going to be showing that you are interested in her and that you are vested. So number 2, that's just it. It shows in action and not just by empty words that you are vested in this date and in her. Number 3, most importantly, it shows you're generous, that you are not stingy, that you are thoughtful towards others, that you're not selfish. Look, you can take yourself to dinner anytime, right? And she could probably take herself to dinner as well. But it just shows that you value others, and that is very sexy to a woman. Number 4, it shows that you can handle life on a financial level. Look, life is not cheap, and we want to enjoy each other. I know there's a season of, I've got young followers who, are looking to get married for the first time, and marriage is not cheap. Do not spend tons of money on your wedding. I will tell you that right now. Be very wise with that. Do not go into debt over your wedding. Go into debt for maybe a tiny bit of debt for an amazing honeymoon where you can grow and learn together and begin to create memories. Go into debt for a therapist for you too. But so in that younger grouping of those who want to get married, this just really shows that you can handle life financially. And ladies, you as well. As a matter of fact, I talked to one of my clients today. She made a great point. She said she'd gone on a second date with her guy, and he said, order whatever wine you want, because she, likes wine. He's not a big wine drinker. And so she said, Katy, I only ordered a bottle of wine that I would pay for myself. And I think that is a very kind and thoughtful way, ladies, that we are not moochers. We're not looking to take from these guys. Don't go ordering the $145 ribeye just because you want it, unless he suggests it and he's okay with it. But it's still nice in the beginning to really show that you're mindful of his finances, because you're mindful of your finances. And of course, we always want to attract what we are. So again, people who are in that second round, some of you guys are divorced. Some of you men are making large payouts to your ex-wife. I'm sorry about that. But don't be bitter. We hear it on dates a lot, so be very mindful of that. So just be mindful, women, of guys who are in that situation. And then there are men who are like, that's it. I've made money. I want to enjoy life. Let's get this nice bottle of wine. I even recommend sometimes bringing in her favorite bottle of wine and just doing a corkage fee. That's kind of thoughtful and sexy in itself. And actually, guys, you'd probably save a little bit of money if it's a good bottle of wine. So number 5, here's why you guys should be paying the bill, because you want to stand out from the competition. Look, she can go right back on the app, and if she is a beautiful woman, I'm going to tell you she has choices. I just talked to a client today. He lives in the Modesto area, and he's like, well, my outfits work for here. I saw a picture. I'm going to tell you what, they're not going to work for dating a beautiful woman. She wants to be wined and dined and taken out and enjoyed. And it doesn't always mean it has to be expensive, but it needs to be enjoyable. And enjoyable things are a little bit more costly. So even with his outfits that he thinks are great, we're going to have to do a little bit of a revamp, a little 2.0. So you need to make sure that she's not going to, not say yes to a second date because you didn't pay the bill or because you let her pay half. That is so almost demoralizing. Like, get some cojones is what I like to say. Where's your cojones? So you want to make sure that you're memorable and that you're above the competition. Now, look, it's kind of like a weapon in your arsenal, right? And ladies, you have those too. You've got that hot little sexy dress you can wear. And you know when you want to pull that out because you're really enjoying this guy. You're really chatting a lot. And you're like, that's the guy that I want to like snag, right? So guys, you should be doing this as well. All right, here's the thing as well. Ladies, is for you and for guys, let's be really honest here. Every man kind of wants to be needed. And that is okay. As a matter of fact, I think it's really adorable about a guy. I think that's where their sensitivity comes in. They really want to be a hero in a relationship. And look, on our first date, I'm not expecting you to be her hero and fix everything in her life. But you know what? You can make an enjoyable meal just easy on her. And some of these women are coming out of divorces where they didn't get a lot of money. They're not making as much as you. So be mindful of that. So he wants to be wanted on a masculine level. And, I think independent women are great, but the goal is that you guys will be interdependent on each other in a relationship. And I know some people think, well, Katy, you shouldn't be dependent on anybody, but you kind of should. You should want to be wanted and want to be needed in that relationship. And so ladies, if you can start to smarten up and exercise that gratefulness, that thankfulness, because I'm going to tell you why. I have a client, a good friend of mine, and I asked him, I said, would you be offended if a woman didn't pull out her wallet? Now, I'm a believer that you don't even pull out your wallet. You let him pay. And this is what he said back to me. He says, Katy, I've got the check 100% of the time. That's a true man right there. He is a protector and a provider. He says, all I need is a thank you. My 17 and 20-year-old daughters thank me to this day every single time that I do, and I love that they do, and I mean that. And really, that's the kind of masculine male I know my feminine followers are looking for. And if you can't be the guy who can pay continually and support, then maybe you shouldn't be dating, or there just does come a point where there's a great Instagram reel where the guy says, if you can't even submit your, rent check, why do you even think you should be taking women on a date? So if you're already struggling financially, I'd say wait until you can build your kingdom a little bit more. I tell my 21-year-old son that, like, you don't have enough money yet to be dating women. So ladies, this is truly what I believe. It also shows that you gentlemen understand that we women have extra things that we put our money into that you get to enjoy. Case in point, pretty hair extensions, eyelash extensions, nails. This is not cheap, you guys. Beautiful women pay a lot of money for upkeep. And look, I'm all about exercising. I can go work out outside and it's free. But my skin and my Botox and the pretty blondes and multiple colors in my hair, that just doesn't show up by being outside for free. So most men who are masculine and absolutely willing to pay are okay with that, because they understand there's some expenses that, ladies, you're paying, but they get to reap the benefits. All right, ladies, let me take a minute to chat with you about why he should be paying. So it's not even about the money, right? This is truly what it's about. It's about how he treats you and what you're going to accept. So if on that first date, and we talked about this in the beginning, on that first date, you're really setting the tone. If you're going to accept it, then guess what? You're going to start to become kind of equals. And it's going to be a little bit more of like when you're living with someone, it's like a roommate, right? You're just splitting it down the middle. I mean, I've read stories of famous people where the woman had to split everything down the middle, and he's a football player and she makes good money, but it wasn't even close to his. And it's just not sexy. And you don't feel safe in that. And you're not turned on by a guy who does. So if you're starting to set the standard by even pulling out your credit card, by even offering, don't even say the words. I'm serious when I say this. It's not sexy even to him as well. You've kind of now equalized yourself with him. So it's not even about the money, but it's about him and his gesture and how you're going to receive that. So, and also remember, ladies, your money does not move him. And if it does, run. Because if he's the kind of guy that's happy for you to pay your half, he is not a generous man, and he's kind of a simp. So don't be impressed by the guy who allows you to pay your half. Like, you pay your half with your girlfriends. Heck, with my girlfriends, we actually go back and forth on who pays. So I think that's ridiculous. The other thing you need to think about is, again, you can still be his equal. For the few feminists that I probably have listening, you can be his equal, but you don't have to be the kind who doesn't accept a nice and generous offer. I hope your mother taught you just to say thank you when somebody gives you something. And if he wants to, you can just say thank you. And here's the thing is, you think you're being nice and you think you're being all of that, but really when you pull out your wallet, a real man is slightly offended. And if you don't pull out your wallet, a real man is not offended. He's grateful, because all you need to say, I'm going to say this one last time, is thank you. Don't pull out the wallet. Don't even look at it. Look at him, keep talking through the conversation. Now, second and third date, I actually still believe a man should be paying for it. Ladies, there's going to be a place in your relationship where you could be buying other things. Maybe you surprise him with concert tickets. Maybe you do help out if he's having a little bit of a rough month, and if he's confident that he can share that with you if you've been dating and you're in that relationship. But in the wooing process and the pursuing process, these men should be doing their work and pursuing you financially, and, because they're already pursuing you physically. So don't forget, you also have a commodity at hand. And there's a great book about that called The Power of the Pussy. And ladies, you might want to read that. So here's my one challenge. Guys, please be that man. I know so many of you who listen to this, you already are. So thank you. And ladies, stop pulling out your wallet, do not offer, and just say thank you. And the reason I say this is because 47 women on my Instagram poll said they still offer. I want you to go out on your next date. I don't care if you're a venture capitalist. I don't care if you're some CEO woman, and just receive from a man, because he truly wants to be wanted, and he just ultimately will want to be the hero in your life, just even for little things. So just let him. All right, you guys, thanks so much. I always enjoy your comments. I always just enjoy you hanging out in the DWK community. Make sure that you follow and like, and we will be chatting soon. So until next week, talk to you then.